at this age, all the God in the world that say the history or whatever. I'm serious, but that's why on the internet when they say, "Oh, we saw the mermaid," or "We saw the U.S."
Listen,
or whatever.
listen. Everything that you're saying, you're trying to be a lawyer, and you're not good at it. You're not good at it. And you know what? There are Buddhas among us. You just don't know them. You have to be trained to see them. There are saints among us. You have to know. I've met an enlightened man at the DMV one time. And I was trying to see, and I was so surprised at this.
How you know he was
Number one, he was old. So I started to have my suspicions about his memory and awareness. I took him to go get his test, the actual test of the um, the written test, which is very difficult. I've seen people fail all the time of all ages. He passed without any mistakes. I come out and I ask him, I said, "Excuse me, are you Buddhist?" He said, "Yes." Then I go, so when I suspect someone that they could be enlightened, I would ask certain questions. I pay really close attention, no different than you looking at them boys, whatever them boys are, and you start asking questions and find out, say, if they got really money in their pocket or whatever the case may be, whatever, okay? You know how to ask your questions. I know how to ask my questions. And I said, "Sir, your life, how did you live your life?" It's a very easy question, but I'm looking for something when he's answering me. He says, "Sống làm sao mà phù hợp đến cái cuộc sống của mình và cái thời gian," which is, I adjust accordingly to how time changes us. That's it. That's all I needed to know. That is an enlightened man. That's it. That's all I needed. I needed to put the awareness together, his age, and that one sentence of what it means truly in Vietnamese. My point is that you're playing lawyer, and the reason why you're arguing with me, it is funny.
I'm not arguing with you.
Listen, it is yes, you are, because number one, there's thousands of students I know who's arguing with me, and I know who's playing lawyer and who's not. Okay,
I enjoy it.
that's why you like toxicity in your life. You do enjoy it. You get a kick out of it, and because of that, no one's going to take you seriously, number one. And number two, you take rebirth over and over again like you have been. Think about it. What is rebirth? Rebirth is anxiety and depression, living it over and over again and being sick of that shit over and over again, and still failing to see the timeless teaching of the Buddha. Why timeless? You just said earlier, why does all these freaking gods thousands of years ago where they are today? But yet it is the one and only teaching of the Buddha that have withstand the test through time, period. That it is needed and it is effective and it has worked for so many of millions and billions of people across every millennium, unchanged. No words have been changed through his teachings. And yet people will still become enlightened, become saints, happy, true happiness, inner liberation and freedom. But you don't want to accept that. You don't want to accept anything I have to say about the precepts or anything like that, because it is exactly what you don't want to do. And it is not music to your ears. I'm telling you, it's not music to your ears. And just last night when I was having to clean my room, I put a Ajahn Chah, a guy who's already dead, a fully enlightened being that's already dead, but he left us his teachings. And it was exactly that. It was exactly that. You know what he said? And it was music to my ear. Everyone shake their butt and do booty dancing in their room and stuff like that. When Ajahn Chah is talking to me, it's like the most beautiful music in the room I could ever ask for. And you know what he said? He says, the Buddha was born in the forest. He taught in the forest, and he achieved enlightenment in the forest. What does that mean for us? What does that really mean? Why is that important? Because we live in society with all the social media that you just said.
You can get aligned where you get structured.
So you're smart. You are so smart, and that is what is so right about you, and that's why the guys that they want you so much because they know you're smart. They know that you can take care of yourself on your own. But damn it, this smartness steers you the wrong freaking way. It steers you so down a dark road of hell and rebirth.
I really like you.
Yeah, so does a million people. And when you have to recognize what this is when this comes into your house and talks to you about this. This is the light. This is where it stops. This is where suffering stops. When one of us come into your house like this and talk to you like this, it means that if you're willing to listen, you can become enlightened by one sentence I said. But listening, everything I just told you just went out the other ear.
Feeling the pain.
Good. And you keep on running away from it.
I know. I'm walking on it.
I just hope one day that you said, I'm sick of this shit and I really want to take in the Dhamma and I really want to take in everything that this monk distraction.
Police call.
Okay. PTSD again. Okay. Okay. That right there that you just seen reminds you of rebirth. PTSD is rebirth. So I sit here and I question, when are you going to take your life seriously? It's been a joke your whole life. Get what I'm saying? I mean, when monks speak and when monks explain, you don't see us laughing because we're trying to enlighten you.
I have never talked to a monk like I talk with you, to be honest. I grew with monk my entire life. It's just never a good conversation with them because I feel like I can ask question and I can just like be myself with them.
Mm.
And it has always been an issue to me
Mm.
and it has always been one thing about me growing up too, like at the school and the teaching and everything.
Mm.
Where in Burma we were taught to like just shut up, do not ask question,
Mm.
put your head down, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And act in the respective way that you're supposed to act. You're not supposed to ask question, you're not supposed to be anything,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I always hated that because I'm like, if that, I'm not like trying to respect other people's position and wisdom. I just like I should be able to talk, I should be able to have a conversation. And I think you're like literally the first mom that I like in Burma, like people will cook for the mom and take care of the mom and pay respect and all that. I have never been interested. I would never fucking cook for anyone. I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing it. But like with you, it's always like being a conversation, and I enjoy that. Like to be honest, like, it gives me more impact and effect than you think. Like you told me right now, and then like when you leave, I'm not just like sitting here and forgetting and like freaking like deeping in my thoughts and feeling. I'm trying to make a change. I listen to everything back and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna start doing that. Because when you said let it go, let it happen, when that thing happened to me in that 3 days, like literally this week, I'm going through a legal shit. I cannot work. I need to find out a schedule. I'm paying bills, my legal fee. And then also like my sister is coming. Okay. My mom is like really stressed about it. There are like 10,000 things going on right now. I have literally 10,000 reasons to sit down and cry. But you know what I did? I listened to you. I'm like, no, I'm gonna just let it go and leave in an expert. I'm not gonna force the situation and I calm my fucking mind down. And I'm trying to like navigate the situation and accepting the situation. I'm trying literally. So you might think like when you're talking to me right now, I'm like listening from this ear and taking off from this ear. I'm not.
The problem is, I know that you have a lot going on, but it is you who chose to attach onto 10,000 things. Because if you can sit here and see what I see,
Yeah.
Roger's got it, Renee's got it, your sister, where she's here or not, who cares? Yeah. And your parents over there, who cares? Everything is according to their own karma. That's it. It is you who jumped into everybody else's business
Yeah.
and made it complicated.
Because it's like I have always, well, since I started doing business, and like I have always been that person who wants to make sure, who trusts in myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that everything is done. And in here, it called micromanaging. I have that problem. I want to make sure like everything that I do is done on time. It's skill. It's like on time, punctual. Like,
Mhm.
it's all done. So when I'm like dealing with people, I expect that.
Mm.
I'm like, is it done? I need the confirmation. Did you do it? I need the confirmation.
Mm.
I don't care that you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are the most smartest people in the world. I don't give a shit. When I'm giving you a job, I need to know that you have done it or not. I need evidence. And that is where I'm going after everyone, because I have given my life and my fucking project to you,
Listen,
and I need evidence.
listen.
That did you do it or not? I don't care. You are a fucking popular attorney. Maybe you are. Don't give a fuck. I just need to know you did it or not.
You ready to learn from a former CEO? You ready to learn from a former CEO?
Yes.
Well, you throw that away and you come back and I'll tell you. All right, folks, whoever is joining now, I'm talking to a student, very young, bright, 28-year-old CEO. So she's learning. When you micromanage, it means that you don't know how to manage. That's first and foremost.
True.
It takes right.
But I believe in myself.
Stop. You don't know how to manage and you don't know how to choose the right people. You have to use science to choose the right people for the right job at the right time. So look this way, and this is a multi-million-dollar CEO. Just pretend like I am. Billion-dollar actually CEO. Okay. And when you choose the right people at the right time and you match that person for the right job, you have full faith and confidence that they can do the job. You don't have to micromanage. You don't have to run after them and babysit them and stuff like that. When I had my own company, I chose the right people at the right time for the right job, and I gave my policy. And I said, Matthew, Stephen, everybody else, these are your response. I sit them down and I said, this is your job. You guys are salesmen. You're going to make your sale like I have taught you how to. You're going to always smile. This is the report at the end of the day, and this is the report every hour. And I expected a report every hour so that I can measure how the market is. Right. So that I can readjust how many people are there. Okay, so the details of that. And then you know what? After I'm done talking to them, they go and they do it, and I go back to sleep. And every weekend, I sleep lovely. And I get these ding, 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 ding. That's all I hear is dings. And the ding means that the reports are coming in. That means someone's doing their job. And if they don't, I fire them. I've never had to fire anybody. That's a good CEO. And look how young I look at 35. That means I know my shit and I know how to do it. Right? A lot of people who are CEOs, they look like this because they have tortured themselves because they don't understand the science of management.
Yeah.
You have to go to school for business and graduate school of business to run. Some doctors, wonderful doctors, shitty business owners. Okay, and I have caught them and I have told them like, come, sit down. And they sit. And I said, you're very good at medicine, but you went to school for medicine and graduated school of medicine. You did not go to school for business, and the way how you run your practice is shit. Do you understand? And their butt cheeks tighten up very quickly. I hit hard, very close to home, to other CEOs, to doctors and lawyers and judges who sit with me. And I'm like, Judge, you're very good in the courtroom. You're very good in the courtroom. You put people in prison where they need to go, and you do whatever it is that needs to be done. But in your own personal life, Judge, you suck at your marriage. Do you understand? And that is like a lightning bolt. So I have a lot of power as a monk. And these are the times that I flex my powers. So they're like, wake up. They're like, oh, shit. He did not just talk to a judge like that. Yes, the fuck I did. And I'll tell you again until you get it. And if you don't get it, keep living your life. And you know what? Out of the many judges that I have counseled, a few actually took a crap, which is alcohol, drugs. I've seen judges do drugs and prostitution and get caught. Judges, elected officials, $120,000 a year at least in income. They don't listen to me. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. This is your karma. This is your life. I point the way to happiness. In Vesak, you see the Buddha do this. That means he points the way to heaven or to hell. You choose which one you want. You choose this or you choose this. And for the judges and lawyers and doctors, most of them choose the wrong. And I don't attach onto it. I don't go home and think about, oh, I'm a shitty monk, or they did this because I'm a shitty monk. No, I said exactly what needed to be said. And off they go. So, young lady, you micromanage every time when you are stressed out about whatever's going on in your life, home, work, or school, because you don't know how to do it. And we have a whole science of how to do it. We got it down to a science of how to learn, how to study, how to run a business, how to achieve enlightenment. We got it all in the library that is free. Matter of fact, you live right near a library right there. That's a library. But you decided to watch these freaking movies, engage in entertainment, instead of practice what needs to be practiced, know what needs to be known, and do what needs to be done. And the Buddha said that. And you did not follow the advice of the Buddha.
I guess I just need to talk to myself and accept to follow the Buddha route 100% and just detach myself from what I'm doing. Like you said, I need to seek enlightenment, and that's what I want to start making decisions by letting go of things that I'm doing.
Right now, you're still stubborn, very stubborn. You understand that? So until you tell yourself, I don't, and I'm not judging people, trust me. Yes, monks can cuss. We can use language to relate to the people. Some people who are joining, they're like, oh my God, he's being judgy. I'm not. Certain students are the way they are, and we know how to tame people that needs to be tamed. Right now, you're watching a monk taming a young student that needs to be tamed. I hope that you just sit there, and one day when you realized the point of me telling you the reason why you stressed out, and because you stressed out because you don't know how to run it, the moment you accept that is the beginning journey of your enlightenment. Let me tell you something about that book. And at age 22, how I became very enlightened in my own life was, so I was in relationships like you and I failed. And 3 females told me, you're controlling, you suck, and you have anger issues. I went home and I thought about it. The last relationship, this girl was amazing. And I realized, and I sat there with the same hurt. And I thought to myself, and I'm like, 3 people that don't know each other said the same thing. It must not be me. I'm sorry. It must not be them. It must be me. And I convinced myself that it was me that needed to change. It is the most honest and most courageous thing from a person who's very stubborn. And I decided to, all right, I'm going to go work on myself. That was the first book I touched. And I didn't know jack shit. And I went to college. And when I stepped into college, the first mentality is that I don't know jack. I don't know nothing. Lead me. Every professor in there led. And when they spoke, zip. They speak, I go back home and I listen to what they said. And I thought about it. That's it. I didn't sit in class and argue with them like, I don't think that's the wrong methods. So that's how I know.
Just like me.
That's how I know. So young lady, when you see that you are stubborn, and when you see suffering in yourself, or you can look at police cars drive by, you're going to be everywhere. And tomorrow, it's going to be 5 more behind you. You're going to have that feeling. and how you resist to everything that you've been resistant to. It's the push and the pull. Every day you're pushing and pulling your feeling, pushing and pulling your thoughts for no reason. And you're just creating so much hell in your head. Even when I'm talking now, there's hell in your head. There's all sorts of disagreements, right?
Not really.
And
I don't have disagreement.
yeah, you do, because you're still talking.
I'm listening.
So, see, I know I'm so skilled at what I do. I'm so good at what I do. And I know certain students when they get it. These two students that was here with me this past Sunday, which I invited you to, I told you every Sunday I teach at 9 a.m. I'm talking like over the past like 2 months to these American white students, white, not even Asian, okay? And in my head, I'm like, I don't think they get it. Even though they sit there, all they do is just listen and take notes. We go to the temple. It was all recorded too, because I'm quick with that phone. And this lady was like, "Can you take a picture for us?" We took a picture. She asked questions. I said, "Well, we'll have a seat and you can ask questions." She asked me questions. I'm done answering her questions. She now asks my students. She's asking Heath and Julia. So I remained quiet. I wanted to hear what they had to say. She wanted to know what they learned from me, but I also want to know what they learned from me. So then they became the teachers and I became the student, and I turned over this way and looked at Heath while he was talking, and everything that he told this lady, I wanted to cry. And it was a moment of proudness that they had. My point is, you're not exhibiting what these students were. Because every time when I say a sentence, you follow back with something else. There's nothing you say that I have not heard. You get what I'm saying? And the more you say it, the more evidence you're giving to me that you're not listening to nothing. You haven't accepted nothing. You get what I'm saying? And you have to see that within yourself. And you know what? It's over and over, and it's so tiring. You got to ask yourself, is this tiring or is this not tiring? Because if you really like this, then I guess this is the life you're going to live, and you're going to die like this. Because it's tiring me watching you do it. So you got to ask yourself if this is working out for you. If you like living and thinking this way, the Buddha have no problem with it. The Buddha is going to ask the same thing I'm asking you, is that how well is this working out for you? Just be honest to yourself. You don't have to tell me you have to tell you, and you have to accept this within you and have that your own heart. That's it. When I hit this rock bottom thing with relationships when I was 22, I couldn't even talk to my parents because they wouldn't understand. I talked to me. I said, Jidao, how long is this going to continue?
Yeah.
3 females. You want the 4th one to be the same shit?
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm tired.
You gotta work on yourself.
And I took it. The spirituality within me completed in 2 weeks. I was ding, not like Buddhist enlightenment, not like Arahant, right? But like distraction.
She is really enjoying your lesson. She's listening.
Because she's gonna become enlightened. Your cat who's sitting here, she knows. She knows. And you know what? People ask me, can my pet become enlightened? Pets understand.
Yeah, he does.
That means your cat's gonna be
so relaxed around you.
Yeah, you do this for 20 years, you're gonna be relaxed too. You get what and you know what? You gotta ask yourself. Sometimes when I explain this to people like you, I'm thinking something wrong with me. You get what I'm saying? Because teachers, we're like, why are they not getting it? The point of us having this penetrative talks is to try to like get the student to give up.
Well, when you talk about penetrating, I want to say something. It's like an onion, you know. It's gonna take a lot of layers to penetrate, and what you're doing right now is just like really helping a lot of people, including me. You know, it's gonna take time, but I get it.
Okay, I mean, that's part of being that's what lawyers say.
I'm hurt. I don't know how to stop the feeling.
By listening. That's how you stop the feeling. By listening to the Buddha.
Okay.
Listen, if I ask you to be honest to me right now, you have all sorts of clever ways to do what you're going to do tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And when I told you to get rid of Instagram, you haven't done it and you won't do it because it's so entertaining and addicting and you love it and it makes you feel special and you need the likes and all this other BS that does not. We already know the research behind social media use, which is it contributes to mental health issues. And you don't want to hear it. I don't know.
It does.
I don't think you take that serious. I don't think most people take that seriously.
Social media really does. No, you're right. It's
So
addicting. I'm addicted. I fucking accept it. I'm fucking addicted.
Okay, well, you must like the addiction to continue.
Well, it's addicting. That's the whole point. Like, it's addicting. It's hard to get rid of it.
No, it's not hard to get rid of it.
It's
If
not.
I take your phone now, if I take the SIM card out, give you a flip phone, you can't blame nothing because you can still answer your phone, still make phone calls. And that's going to be a freaking blessing. Tonight, you can actually go to Walmart right now and get yourself a flip phone. What service do you have? Okay, you put this shit in the T-Mobile flip phone and your problem is solved. And you tell to yourself, I'm not going to get a smartphone. I don't care what society's doing. I'm doing this for me because I'm sick and tired of this shit at age 28. And you do it. I have all these social media. Do you think I sit there at night and do the crap that everyone else is doing? When people tell me certain shows, I'm like, what is that? Like what? Like it's like whoa! Like I'm in Mars with this stuff. So I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not your dad. I'm not your brother. I'm just the guy that's trying to like make you the best woman you can be. But I don't think it's penetrating enough. This monk's spear, the spear of the Dhamma, I'm throwing the spear, but you have shields up that is blocking my spear. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Ajahn Chah is dead, and his spears still flies at me, and I love it. You know, it's not hitting my walls, it's not hitting my protection layers, and anything. When Ajahn Chah, the dude is dead. 90% of how I learn is from people who have already died. You know, maybe you have to wait till I die in order for the words to make sense to you, because this is one of the most hardest case that I have to work with. You,
Me?
yes.
Really?
Go back to all of my live teachings, and you ask yourself, who talks back to him? And when he's talking, every sentence he's saying, what do they say? They obviously don't do what you do. And it's not to demean you. It's not to like be condescending to you. It's just to show the magnitude of the stubbornness that is obviously not serving you. It's costing you money. It's costing you time. It's costing you relationships. And you're still not sick of it.
I'll make the difference. I make you proud.
You know what I mean?
I'll
And
make
it's
you
like,
proud.
you know, and
I'll make you proud.
you have it all. You have so much above other women that you cannot see what I can see. And I'm like, if I unlock her, the world is awaiting this thunderous standard the world has ever seen. Like the next capacity to be like the woman of Elon Musk, the woman of Jack Ma, like the woman of like Clinton, you know, like Hillary. You got everything, and all these nonsense obstructions that's keeping you from. The world's waiting for you to make a difference, and once you fix yourself the way that it needs to be fixed, and you run your business and you do things out there, I'm telling you, the joy of inspiring other women, the joy of inspiring other people is gonna be like you go home and there's so much joy um without needing anyone.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have boys lined up. Oh my god, they're gonna be lining up like you wouldn't even imagine. Versus coming home here and feeling despair and the recycling of the past and what should I mean, it's so micro, the micro world of suffering versus the macro world of happiness, truly being happy. The question is, have you ever even know what it's like to be happy? Do you even know what it's like to be at peace with yourself for just one moment of your life where there's no flooding thoughts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have that, and you're so beautiful. You don't have no idea how beautiful you look. I'm not here hitting on her or getting hard on people, but like, you're gonna look like hell if you don't change. Because all this shit, all this stress right here, I don't think it's gonna be good for your cellular level, your neural inflammation. You're killing billions of brain cells right now, and skin cells, and every cells in your body is like cancerous right now. You're waiting for cancer to happen. I know it. I study this stuff.
Can I tell you something that I haven't told you yet?
We're recorded, so yes.
No, you cannot record this.
Well, it's going. So you can hold it or you can type it. You want to type it?
No, I have to type something.
It's an illness.
When you
Let me grab my other phone because I'm waiting for Steven to assist me at 10 o'clock.
I just found out that I have a very low hemoglobin, and my hemoglobin is like running from 5 to 6, which is just not normal. It needs to be at least 7 and 9. So I'm required to do some blood testing, and my doctor told me that I have to test my hemoglobin, blood count cells, and he also wants to check the leukemia cells in my blood. And with everything going on, I'm just trying to smile and try to make joke out of it, and just like trying to get through this right now with the legal shit going on. I'm like really scared to confront this, but I know I have to confront this. And I just got to know like 2 days ago, and it's just like so much shit like right now. It's just like
I'm sorry, your cat's being cute. Hold on. Y'all see this? I'm in a very serious conversation with a student, but I can't help it but look at her hands and face. And I can tell you how to fix that, Miss Thandar. I can tell you how to fix all of this right now. Okay? Which is, it's good. All the medical scares in the world, cancer or stuff like that, is really good for a human. You know why it's good? Even if the doctor says you have cancer, you know that you're going to die and when you're going to die. Because not a lot of people know the when they're going to die. They just die, and then that's it. Then they take rebirth, by the way. Any type of, are you listening? Look at me when I'm talking to you. Okay? Now's not a time to say, oh shit, I might have cancer. Now's the time to listen to instructions in case you have cancer. Okay? And see, this is how you know how far you are from the Dhamma, of the teachings of the Dhamma and the teachings of the Buddha when it comes to medical. The first noble truth says old age, disease, decay. Disease in first noble truth, right? Death and disease lets us know what we have to do to prepare for it. What you've been doing all your life is everything but to prepare for death. If you die tomorrow, it would be a meaningless life. As in, what have you done to contribute to the alleviation of suffering in humanity? Nothing. What have you done that it was all about you? How much skincare products have you bought for you? Right? So it's a selfish desire. Okay? You're not leaving a legacy behind. Gandhi already said that. The purpose of our life is to help others through it. The second thing is it helps us to remind ourselves to come back to the Dhamma and achieve enlightenment very quickly, or knowing when to give up greed, anger, delusion at the moment of death. If the doctor says you have 50 breaths right now before you die, because you're going to die. If I'm a doctor, I'm telling you, you're going to die in 50 breaths. So take it slowly and let go. And the monk already told you, you want to be an arahant, no more rebirth? At your last breath, let go of it all, including Stephen. And if you can do it, no more rebirth. You will become a saint. And they will glorify you, make a bronze statue out of you. But you've been effing around. And then when this shit comes, disease, it doesn't faze me. 2019, 20, and 21, 3 years, I've been in the ER like 50 times. Go back to the recordings. And as I'm dying in the ER with IV and like this, I'm still teaching. And I tell all my students, I'm like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die real happy. When they put this formaldehyde inside of me in the embalming process in the funeral home, I'll be the first monk you ever see in the world that dies like this. Because I gave it my all. At the last moment of death, I gave the last teachings. So therefore, I can't blame my damn self because I'm dying, because my body, I'm subject to death, just like the First Noble Truth. I don't resist to that, So this shit's flipping you out because, again, it goes back to not listening to the Buddha. The Buddha already told us everything we need to know about life. Everything in life about men, women, money, death, disease, what to do, and how to prepare for it. How to prepare for COVID. How many people did anything about that? So, again, this shakes you up necessarily. Everything has going down with you shakes you up. Now, if the doctor says, "Oh yeah, you're fine. Your lab results. That was just, we just wanted to be sure," and you're probably gonna get that. Your lab results is gonna be, doctors going, "We just want to take precaution. We're sorry if we caused you anything," and so on. You're gonna go back to partying, and you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm young. I'm not gonna die. I'll get this shit when I'm 70." But right now, back to Ybor City, and many people have done that. Right? They don't give a shit. Why? Why give a shit? You know what I mean? Young and bulletproof. Well, hey, your life, your death. Everyone's got their own life and death. And your cat's loving this shit.
He is really listening to you, and he's. Really
You're gonna become enlightened, yeah? Mr. Buttercup. Oh my God, this is so cute. This is too cute.
Now
oh my God. I need to make a TikTok right now. Hold on. Y'all, give me 1 second. This is a teaching moment. We're in a very serious talk right now. And this cat, look at his face. Buttercup has been very attentive and listening. And just this behavior right here, the fact that he's close to a monk, meaning he feels the peace emanated. More importantly, he's listening to the Dhamma. Everything I'm giving instructions to my student about alleviation of suffering, he's going to do. He's going to do it. And this cat could be the next cat out of the billions of cat that understands Dhamma. And if Mr. Buttercup, if you let go of everything, you can become an arahant and never take rebirth as an animal again. You would take favorable rebirth or no rebirth at all. You understand, Mr. Buttercup?
I wish.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. Wow. So your animal can, in fact, become enlightened or closer to it, or stop rebirthing.
I can't believe it. She is so relaxed.
She or he?
She.
Oh shoot, she. Sorry, she.
She is so relaxed.
Very serious talk right now. My apologies.
Look at her. She has not been like this for a very long time.
Really? Relaxed like that?
She doesn't eat beef. She doesn't eat meat. She only eats chicken and fish. And look at her, like she is really enjoying the presence of you, and like me talking, she really enjoyed the presence. Look at her. Yeah,
she knows there's a Buddha in here.
Usually you've been here. Do you know where she go?
I'm not a Buddha.
You know where she go? She go to the room, remember? Like in there.
Yeah.
It might be here.
Mm-hmm.
Has she ever been like this?
Nope.
Around us? She's really enjoying this conversation.
Nope. Yep.
Look at her. She's looking at you.
I know. She's like he's.
Oh my God! Buttercup is literally looking.
He's keeping it real. He's keeping it real.
You're gonna fall in love with her.
Yep.
You're gonna love her so much.
She's getting a kick out of it.
Look at her. She's just doing everything to get the attention.
I know.
Buttercup, the Buddha is loving you now.
Yeah.
He didn't like you at the beginning. He's not a cat person, but he's turning into a cat person now. You know that? That happens with everybody.
Show the cat, please.
Huh?
That's the cat. All right. I don't think I need to sit here and repeat myself over and over again. I think you get the point.
I do.
I think
get it.
I just
You're tired.
the monk is getting exhausted from repeating himself. You know, just it's a very difficult case.
Do you want to eat more?
No, I don't. Thank God I didn't eat more because I would have been like Buttercup.
Do you want to drink some water?
No, I don't. No, I don't. You know, the responsibility of a monk is look, I could have not talked to you about this and just sit here and just BS with you about life and whatever men that's out there and stuff like that and talk about other stuff. But
Just going through shit right now.
it can stop so fast,
I know.
so quickly. It could just stop so fast and so quickly. You know what I mean? And you know, anyone who walks through that door can see it. You don't have to speak. They feel it and they can see your energy introduces you before you introduce yourself to anybody. So therefore,
Yeah.
I just don't want you to
Do you
see.
think I have a potential to be like another version of myself where I'm not this person anymore, and then like enlightened and wiser and like just more intelligent psychologically?
You already intelligent psychologically. The only thing that's keeping you from being the unlimitless person that I have already said over and over again is the stubbornness. That has to go. Because I once thought I knew it all, and before people spoke, I spoke over them. Didn't do me good. You're hanging on to something that just does not serve you, is not helpful for you. And it first start with how you interact with your family. You already told me that. You already told me that your sister and your mom told you, and that wasn't enough to wake you up. Now you have a monk telling you, I don't know how many more failures in your life.
Because I think about my mom and my sister and you are different. I didn't like them.
I know. I don't like my mom either.
Because like because like I love them to death, but
Right.
I don't like them.
I know.
I explained that to you why. Because like they want me to like get married, have kids, and do like other people are doing, and they just tell me shit to like convince me to do things like they want me to do, or that is supposed to be done. And I hate that fact that I have to do like what other people are supposed to do, because I have always been that person who wants more out of the life. I have always been different since I was young. I always had questions. I always believed in my own mind. I always listened to myself. I always talk to myself.
So you've already told me how they wanted you to follow the old culture, but you're here now. It's over now. Everything in your life
But they
is
still
over.
chase me. I think that is one of the biggest
Who's
concerns. One of the biggest
Who's
concerns.
chasing you?
My mom, my sister.
Okay, well, guess what? That's when we don't pick up the phone anymore.
I really need to break this trauma of like family trauma.
Yeah, it's not. The first step is stop picking up the phone for them. If they die, if they call you because they have cancer, that's their karma. That's it. End of story. If my parents die right now of a car accident and their head is like bleh on the ground, your karma, dude. You think I'm gonna miss them? That's their karma. It's not being heartless. It's exactly what the Buddha taught us. It's exactly what the Buddha taught us. So you have a choice. Every time when that phone rings, you have a choice. And you know what's going to happen when you pick up the phone. How do you not know? How do you not know? Right? So you can break the chains. You have so much power. The power to say no. You're not obligated by law to answer to anybody. Obviously not to them. You know American law? That you have the Fifth Amendment. That even if a judge asks you, You can say, I plead the fifth, and not even answer to a judge. So what makes you think you owe your parents anything? You don't owe them nothing. You understand? You don't owe them anything. I know. You don't owe your mom nothing. You know what? You're here paying bills because she did what she did out of desire. Everyone, every single parent, they did what they did, and they failed to listen to the Buddha, and then boom, here comes this kid. And then they don't know how to raise the kid, so they created more karma, and then they expect this kid to do what? Just creating suffering for another human.
You mentioned that, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So do you think like giving birth and having kids is one of the mistakes people are doing?
Every day.
So if people don't give birth and people don't like give birth and people don't do this, then how they gonna be a mankind in the world, and what is keeping the world alive?
Well, because the problem is that out of this iPad's dying. Shoot, no more power. It's gonna die, and I'm gonna come back up. So if it dies, I'm gonna hit this other phone for it. Out of a billion people, out of the many, even if I said everyone stop having kids right now, out of like 100 people, maybe 4 will, not even 3 will listen out of 10. So you just have that other 7 that will continue to do it. So it's never going to happen.
That's my question. What if 10 out of the 10?
They're not going to, because that's the truth.
But like I said, if
you're playing lawyer, you're trying.
Stop having kids, then there won't be any mankind and humankind. Is it what the Buddha like main goal is?
According to science, they think with their small head instead of their big head. We know that, so they're never going to listen. That's the problem with the world, and that's why
yes, they are not going to listen. But the goal is for them to listen. Yes, they are not going to listen.
And the Buddha didn't say don't have any kids. The Buddha says live intelligently and wisely. So they needed to practice that. If they're going to have kids, then be a responsible parent, and that is not what we're seeing in society.
That's my answer. Okay, that's my answer right
there. They use their little small head, and then they become.
That is my answer right there. That's my answer right there.
Because the Buddha had a son, Rahula, and then off he went. I need to preserve this crap. The Buddha had a son, and then he came back and taught them the right way.
Yeah.
And then they all became enlightened. They all became enlightened in the Buddhist family.
Yeah. That's my answer. Because it's not about giving birth, it's teaching them the right way, the enlightenment way, so they can live the life the way it is supposed to be lived.
Right.
That's the Buddha teaching, not the way that people are doing right now. And that is the whole point, because he's just teaching you like it's okay to take birth and then also have an enlightenment. Just like it's like a cycle. And he's teaching us a way to live life.
It's a very simple what he taught, which is y'all on TikTok, you guys move to my Instagram quickly, or YouTube, so that this thing don't die in the middle. He just said 2 things, and nobody like I don't know what the hell was wrong with them. He said, don't cause harm to yourself and don't cause harm to other people. And then they have kids, and then they cause harm to them by steering them wrong, by doing all these things. When your child is hurt, you need to understand why your child is hurt. Yeah. And no parent does that. They're like, no, go to your room. Oh, get away from my face. And then they go have a drink. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but listen, the deal is that you're here. You have the wisest, world-class advice and guidance the world has ever seen, all in your living room right now. Yeah. And if you listen, your life will become so much better, and you will look so much younger.
What if I tell you 6 months ago I dreamed about you?
Don't fall in love with me.
No, not that.
Okay, all right.
Not that way. No, fuck no.
Well, you dreamed about a monk being here.
No.
Oh, God.
I dream about meeting somebody like a monk, like teaching me. Because like I said, growing up, like I have always had like the experience that I had, I shared to you. Like when I lost the money and the monk said like let it go.
Right.
Like it was just not meant to be. And another time I had like so many like episodes in my life when I like meet with a monk. And I have never had my life ever without a monk. Coming to the United States, I thought I would never see another monk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like 6 or 7 months ago, like I didn't dream about you. I dream about like
the spiritual man.
Monk, you know? Like because I've always been around monk.
Right.
Like growing up, schooling, my college, everything. And I've always like tried to run away from that because, like I said, the communication wasn't an issue. But like coming to here and like meeting you as a mom, like telling me all these things, I just feel like it's a really the karmic connection because I've always been different. I've always been around mom.
All right. So you think about the karmic connection here versus Zeus.
No.
Okay. When I leave, don't think about Zeus.
No, I think about this. I do. I'm really lucky. And I was telling Renee this morning, I'm like, can you believe it? I have a monk as my neighbor. And like his friend is from Burmese. Like I see all these connection. I think it's just meant to be to teach me and to be there for me emotionally and mentally, for my psychologically.
Right. And then you tell them, I'm very entertained by them, but I also don't listen to them.
I'm not. You're not an entertainment. You're not. You hit me.
If you would
hard.
have took me seriously before all this, girl, you would have saved how many thousands of dollars? Yeah, I know. That's right. I was just entertainment. Just like how entertainment to everybody
I just
else
don't
out there.
wanna
They
hurt
don't
anyone.
wait till
You
that
know me.
wait till that comes down on all of y'all.
It's just
So
I need to make a decision. I really do. I'm not stupid. I have to sit down and make a decision.
no, you don't. You don't have to sit down at all. You just need to make a decision. That's what the Buddha says. Make your damn decision.
I talk to myself. Do you know?
A little too long.
I watch
A little
myself
too long.
in the mirror and I talk.
A little too long. A little too long.
And I also have like another dream. Like it just appeared in my dream that I am.
No, I'm not. I'm just my face expression when I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, this. I should not do that. Tell me about the dream.
I have another dream that I have like another purpose in my life.
Yeah, I just told you the purpose.
I do.
I
I'm not just for this.
I know you're not just for this. And I told you your purpose is to inspire other people. And there's billions of women waiting for you to wrap up your shit so you can serve them and inspire them to be the woman that they can be. But you're here with this shit so that the whole world is now dying. You understand? People are dying, waiting for you to lead, just like they waited for me to lead. So many people have died, and I've actually watched them die. That's why I'm doing the shit that I'm doing. I gave up $100,000 job to now save people. And I go home at night feeling real good. I sleep real well, knowing that I'm inspiring millions. You're delaying. That's a selfish thing. You in this shit with Steven and Zeus is taking time away from humanity.
Zeus is a dog name.
Yeah, but it connects with Steven, and you keep on dwelling on this shit. Redirect your mind. Redirect. Like, I don't give a shit if he's watching or not. You know, police officer, that's what they do. Red light. They direct people to go because they don't know where to go. So you need to have a cop in your mind and redirect your mind when it starts to steer that way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a referee, and when you make decisions, be a judge. Do you think a judge sits there and says, "Hey, I need to look myself in the mirror and talk to myself before I make a decision on your case"? No, they make the decision right there and then. This is what's gonna happen. So hopefully, you just make the damn decision. Do you think every recommend?
Want to be a leader. I have to follow that part. I think that's it.
You have to listen to a leader first before you become one.
Yeah, no, I mean I have to follow the path. I mean your path. I have to do it. I know I have to do it.
You understand that? What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, do you know that I don't have to think so long about what I'm going to tell you and what I think is best for you? You understand? It goes through like, this machine right here is incredible.
Yeah.
And it is on point.
Yeah.
Everything I'm telling you to do,
yeah,
it has to be just and right within 84,000 teachings.
Yeah.
Everything I'm telling you, like as if the Buddha is sitting next to me, watching me.
Yeah.
Like the Buddha is like literally here, and everything I'm telling you is exactly what he would say,
Yeah.
even though I can't read his mind. But it has to be consistent with every monk in the world who's sitting here and watching me do this.
Yeah.
So my point is you have what it takes to make a damn decision, and that's just make policies for yourself. That's it. I'm not gonna, if my family's costing me peace. I've said this over and over again. If my family's costing me peace, taking a break. You call them right now, like, I'm taking a break from you because you guys are fools. And they are.
Yeah.
Simple. And you change your damn number. You need to change your life and do all this other crap and get yourself a flip phone, you do it.
Yeah.
Let me call my assistant. They just landed. That's a little late to land. Let me show real quick. Oh, TikTok's getting a kick out of this. They see me get so passionate about this. They're like, "Oh, it's going down." we, you guys are learning. Good. Hmm. Oh, I need that phone to picked up. It's ringing. No one's picking up. You get time, Sleepy?
No.
And by the way, the one thing that hey, are you guys back to St. Pete yet? And you got to jump in your car and go over there, right? So, how far are you from your house right now? What's GPS say? Oh, good. I'll let them know that you will be at their house around like 10:20. Yeah, I'll do it right away. Okay, bye.
Do you want water?
No, listen, I want to commend you for the ability to sit here and endure and patience. Because I know the shit that I say is really deep. It's deep and it hits hard. But the fact that you're willing to sit this long, not all people can sit this long. I've seen people get up and just leave because they can't handle it. They can't handle the truth. So it's a good thing. You have a lot go. I'm telling you, you got all the intelligence. You know, I don't sit with students that I think that cannot change. I don't sit with students that cannot change.
It hurts, but I need to listen it. I need it. Like every time you talk, it hurts, but
It's a good hurt.
that's a good hurt. I can, like my mom said, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to listen. I want to tell you what you need to listen, and that's exactly what you're doing.
We're not going to talk about her no more. They're old news. I don't want anything that is associated with bad emotions to be mentioned again. We have to start a new narrative in your life. That's the only way you're going to move past a lot with the
I want to.
trauma in your family.
I just cannot do this anymore. Just like too much. I have made a promise to the universe. Like if there's karma and that can fucking hear me. I just like told yesterday, like 2 days ago, I'm like, I have never had a bad intention or tried to hurt anyone in my life. There are a lot of shit going on in my life. And I said, when once this charges and everything drop and once I'm back and fucking running, I'm going to make like a huge difference. I just need this to leave behind. And I'm setting this 2022 to be like the last fucking year to deal with this shit. I'm not repeating any of this again in 2023. I'm not doing it. Like I give my time a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like 2022, that's it. That is the timeline I'm giving it to myself. Like I'm not repeating it again. And that's exactly what I did when I came to state and when I started my business. I gave myself a goal and I gave myself my fucking timeline. And I fucking chased after it. Like not chase, I got toward it, And now I have to work toward myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most important thing. Like your mentality, the way you think, the way you handle shit. That's like the most important thing. And I need to change. You're right. I need to do a lot of things, and I really, really have to. And I see it, and I know I acknowledge it, and I just gotta fucking change it. I'm not stupid. Do you know how I know that I'm not stupid?
You're not stupid, so you don't even have to know because you don't ever have to justify
But
it.
people are stupid. Like it doesn't matter how like they do, but people get emotional and people get stupid. But like what? Oh my god!
You're so cute. Oh my god, my heart just melted. You are adorable, Buttercup. Oh, I don't know. You might scratch me. Don't scratch me. Oh,
No,
my bad.
she's not gonna scratch you.
She's like, get away from my tail.
You touching the area she doesn't like.
The tail?
You need to touch her neck and scratch her.
I'm afraid she might bite me. I mean, she got that face, that Persian face, that
Yeah, that's her face.
that.
That's her face. You can tell if she's cute or she's being mad or she's a bitch face.
So look, listen. Don't think about anything. Try to, the other day you told me you wanted to meditate with me, and you did not call me or text me.
No, I actually saw you on live when I was gonna call you.
No, then you call me. It's not your job is not to think for me and be. I'm not trying to. I was waiting for it, and I did the live because you did not text on time because I was watching that clock. And once that clock hits past 6, I told you I was gonna be home at 6, and then we're past 6, and you don't do your part. I'm moving on, girl. I'm not gonna sit here and think about that. And you failed the test.
I had been meditating.
I don't believe a thing you're saying.
I do.
I don't care what you say.
You Buddha, you need to listen to
No,
me.
I don't need to listen to you.
I meditate in the morning. I do yoga.
Yeah,
it's working out. You know that, right?
It's wrong. Whatever you're doing, it's wrong because only the teacher can tell you by witnessing you if you're doing it right.
I just have a lot going on the phone and everything with lawyers.
That's excuses. I don't want to hear it.
I know these are excuses, but I just telling you, it's just a lot going on. I cannot rest my fucking mind. But no, I'm gonna pick a day and I want to do meditation, and I have started it, and I want to just fucking focus on that. And Buttercup is a food. She's listening to you. Look at her.
I know.
You are going to be a cat person. You know that?
No, I'm an animal person because I'm a Buddha.
I have the answer.
Yeah, when you have peace and you don't want to eat them, they come close to you. Yeah, that's how you know a person is at peace. When animals in the forest, listen, if you walk in the forest or here in the city and you see like dogs and cats and run away from a person, they got bad energy. They're gonna kill them. They're gonna kill everybody.
Can I say you something?
What?
What is it? What is this feeling if I tell you like right now, you using this laptop and I'm drinking this water, and Buttercup being like that? What if I tell you like I have lived this moment before?
You haven't. You're thinking too much.
I have seen this before. It happened to me all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes when there is something happening, I feel like I have lived it before. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, because you're not doing stuff to make a change. That's why you keep on seeing the same shit over and over again with no action. You don't have to think of, because if you're doing it, there's a change in your life.
Yeah.
I want you to be aware of what you say and how you think from now on. That book's going to set you straight.
Oh, I'm going to read it.
It's not about that.
I have been reading How to Control Your Emotion, but it's a fucking good book.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Have you heard about that book that I'm reading?
Yes, and every book that you've read, I've also read in my life. That's why I'm sitting here. Let me tell you something. Be very aware of what you say, how you say it, and where and who you say it to.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not catching that. That's the first step. So, whatever this new guy is, or whatever that you we're doing too much of this. Do less of that.
There is no new guy.
Whatever this guy came over to watch that movie thing.
I don't care, but he's not the new guy. I'm not interested in him.
New guy meaning a human came in here. Okay, any new human that came in here.
That makes a lot of different vocabulary. New guy and somebody new is a lot of vocabulary different.
Yeah.
If he's not a new guy, I have no interest in him right now.
The other thing is try to fix the language.
Why fix the language?
You don't catch yourself with the language. You see how much mistakes that you have made. Listen, there's a monk sitting here, and you know how many times you've done the F word? Yeah.
It's so disrespectful.
And I let it go for a reason. I let it go for a reason because I want to see if you catch yourself, and you haven't until I tell you about it.
It is so disrespectful. I know.
You understand that if I am a saint, I'm not a saint, but if I was a saint, like an arahant, the highest level of Theravada spiritual attainment, you would be taking a lot of rebirths because of the offenses made to an arahant.
So you get offended when there's that?
I'm not offended. I don't give a damn what people say in my presence because that's their karma. I don't need them to respect me because I already know who I am. Even if you sat there and you said you're the shittiest monk I ever heard in my life and everything you told me is a lie, listen, Buttercup will be like, I don't give a shit either. You get.
I can't believe she's doing this right
Listen,
now.
listen. So the first thing to fixing the mind is to try to be more quiet and be aware of how we're using the one thing that causes a lot of problems, which is the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
Too much of this causes this to go haywire.
Yeah. I agree. I do.
I mean, it's gone so automatic that when a monk is in the room, it still doesn't even stop you or remind you to be mindful of your speech, which is one of the noble eightfold path in the practice.
Why do you think I listen to you?
You also do a lot of this after I talk.
Yeah, why do you think? Because I really learn from you.
I hope so.
It's a conversation more than a fucking.
See, y'all hear this?
I'm sorry.
Buttercup's looking at you like you done messed up.
Buttercup is really.
This.
I'm sorry.
Buttercup's looking at you like you done messed up.
Buttercup is really trying to impress you right now.
Yeah, Buttercup's sick of your shit.
She has not done this before. You know
I don't
her.
think YouTube can see Buttercup, but Buttercup is someone on Instagram said this sounds like a domestic dispute. Do we need to call the police? You do not know. I'm just trying to talk to a student. You're getting a one-on-one sample of how I teach and counsel and fix people's thinking. But anyways, I just want to show YouTube people this cat that's off the chain right now. Cat's really digging into the Dhamma teachings. Oh, I've never seen her like this.
You've never seen it like that, right?
Her like that. Oh, okay.
She's really enlightened. She's listening to you. She just like put her arms and she's just letting it go. I think she's meditating. I think that's a cat way to meditate. I think she's just really meditating. Oh my god. She put her both arms like that, like she's worshiping. Oh my god, I gotta take a picture of that.
She's paying her respect.
She's paying her respect. Oh my god. Oh my god. Buttercup is so much in love with you right now. I could tell.
You all missed it, but the cat literally put her hands together and paid her respect to the monk right next. This is a cat which the cat's nature, style, disposition, and character is not one to do that ever. And the cat was listening to Dhamma and literally was so impressed by the Dhamma teachings that she paid her respect. That means she understands every word that I have expounded. Oh yeah, just when you think animals cannot think, feel, or behave, or internalize what we're trying to say, this is living proof right here, empirical.
Well, my sister will be here. Would you help? Would you like go with me to the airport?
Yeah, I can.
And you can record me because I want to see her for the first time and I want to record the moment.
Oh, you gonna cry? There's so much tears.
Yeah.
I already know.
Okay, she's really trying to get your attention right now.
So when she does that, I get scared.
She's not gonna bite you.
If she's trying to impress
you
me,
don't do that shit to her. She's gonna repair. I told you, just like do this, like scratch under her neck. She's gonna just like so enjoy it.
Her neck,
like under her neck, just put your arm
like
just like scratch it.
Trained in kung fu. I don't want to touch a cat that's trained in kung fu.
Just do it.
Her neck,
under the neck. Just touch it. Don't see what she's following. Of course, she's gonna follow your hand because she's a cat. Just do it.
Woo! See, I told you she was gonna bite me.
You are teasing her. You just gotta put your hand and just tell her that I'm not teasing you. I want to pet you.
Okay, well, you told me to try that food. You almost killed me. Now you're trying to get me to get Buttercup to bite me. Yeah, but no.
No?
No.
You really didn't like Netflix though?
It's good, but that was high dosage. That's literally for someone who has been Burmese for 20 years. I'm not. That food for a first timer can like kill somebody. And it did. It almost did. I'm done. I can't. Mm. I need to call this gal real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, listen, I gotta get going too, because oh my goodness, you gotta get some rest. Hello chị. Nó đến khoảng 6-7 phút nữa là nó đến nhé. Dạ. Ok, nó sẽ đến, nó gõ cửa rồi chị gửi nó 40 sau khi nó sửa xong nhé. Dạ. Ok. My sister's gonna go and fix a TV. But, oh my God, this is crazy. Okay. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna conclude my live talks as I'm gonna wrap this up and go back to my quarters. And hopefully everyone learned something. And if you are not just now joining, go back to it. Okay. All right. I can go and finish my book.
You're writing a book, right?
Oh my, yes.